So, you want to know if the Untouchables 4K 30th Anniversary Edition is worth buying. I know that because you clicked on this video. Well, I want to give a giant shout out and thank you to Paramount Pictures for sending me this in the mail in order for me to show you guys what's inside and for me to talk about the overall audio, video quality, show you guys the packaging and the special features. So I just watched this on my big 4K TV and I got some things to say. Hey guys, my name is Brandon, aka the BrandoCritic. Thank you guys so much for being here today. I really do appreciate it. Of course, like I just said, I'm going to show you guys what my thoughts were on the Untouchables 35th Anniversary Edition on 4K. But before this video actually gets started, could you guys do me a favor and hit that like button down below? Thank you so much. So Paramount sent me the Steelbook in the mail, which I was not expecting. So thank you so much to Paramount. That was definitely a really big, pleasant surprise. So if you guys can see right here, the Untouchables on 4K definitely looks like a bottle of Jack Daniels. Of course, this movie is about Al Capone and it's about the Prohibition in the 1930s and it's about gangs and alcohol. So of course, this movie looks like a bottle of alcohol. And I think it looks really, really nice. Of course, you can see all four of the main Untouchables on there. Kevin Costner, Sean Connery, Andy Garcia, and of course, Charles Martin Smith. I always forget his name. And actually, as you can see on the bottom right there, I know there's the ring light. I'm going to try to make sure that you don't actually see the glare on there. But you can see 35th anniversary, which I think is a really nice touch. Of course, you see Brian De Palma film. Of course, you actually see some bullet holes on there as well as the back. Of course, you have Robert De Niro on there as Al Capone. And yes, this Steelbook is black, so you will get some fingerprints on there. Unfortunately, I did wash my hands before making this video, but it just happens, right? So unfortunately, you will get some fingerprints on this 4K Steelbook, but you know, just a little bit of paper towel and some elbow grease will get those off, no problem. And of course, you can see the Untouchables on the side right there. Very, very clean looking 4K Steelbook. I've been impressed with the Paramount Steelbooks lately. I mean, you got Top Gun and you got Coming to America, to name a few, but this is a really good looking one. But I'll show you guys inside. Only one disc, so you have the Untouchables right there. So you have the 4K version of the film and the special features all on one disc right there. And as you guys can see in the background there, you can see Andy Garcia and Sean Connery on horseback. That's when they raid Al Capone's shipment at the Canadian border. I'm going to take the disc out so you guys can see Charles Martin Smith and Kevin Costner back there. So it's a nice photo. Hopefully you guys can see that. But it's a nice photo. It's a nice looking Steelbook. Nothing too crazy in terms of packaging, right? Like it's not coming in some giant box set. Of course, it's just the singular film. It will come with a digital code. I've just put that off to the side for now. And it does come with this on the back. I don't know what these things are called. Just like a paper backing with all the information like you'd normally see on like a regular Blu-ray or on a DVD. But I don't know what to do with these things. I know that a lot of collectors like to keep everything, right? But this might be sacrilegious to say, but I just throw these things out. I don't know. I don't want to like glue it. I've seen people do this. I've seen people glue it and tape it on. And I'm like, I don't know, just get rid of the damn thing. So put it in the garbage. And this is what I have on the shelf. So it's a very nice addition to the collection. It was an upgrade from DVD. I did not have this film on Blu-ray. But let's talk about the video and audio quality and then talk about the special features. So now getting into the tech specs, the real nitty gritty of this release. It is a native 4K, and of course any 4K collector, that's music to their ears, because with me especially, when I hear that it's upscaled 4K, I'm like, okay, well, is it really worth upgrading over the Blu-ray? Of course, you can almost always tell some kind of improvement, but with native 4K, those are the 4Ks that you really want to get. And Untouchables is a 4K that you want to get. I will get into that more later, but it is HDR10 and Dolby Vision. It does look really nice on a big 4K TV. And according to the sheet that Paramount sent me, it is 2.40 by 1 aspect ratio. So yes, it is the cinematic widescreen. So you will have those black bars on your screen. And for me personally, I've talked about this in other 4K reviews, I actually like the 1.85 by 1 aspect ratio, the ones where it just fills up the entire screen, because I find 4K so fascinating, especially when it's in really great detail, that you can see the entire frame. You get to see more of the wonderful picture. So you do see a lot on here, but you do see those black bars. Not a major complaint. This is a good looking movie, but for me personally, I really gravitate towards the ones that it fills up the entire frame, like The Godfather. As for the audio, it comes with Dolby Atmos and 7.1, and I've said this before, I'm not a very big audio expert. To me, I'm like, does it sound okay? Are there no blemishes in the audio track? If not, then I'm a happy camper. But there are some people that are really, really, really into the Dolby Atmos 7.1 surround sound type of stuff. I'm just like, does it sound good? Great. Nothing too fancy there, but there are some moments in this movie where I'm like, I'm really impressed with the audio. And let's talk about that. Now, before we get into the special features, I want to talk about my overall thoughts on the picture and audio when watching the movie. Man, so when this movie started, I was completely blown away. I'm like, wow, this movie's going to be amazing. I had seen it before, but the opening, right, with the title, and of course you see like the shadows along the ground there, and of course you have Ennio Morricone's fantastic, clever, unique score playing, and of course you have those wonderful titles, just perfectly crisp white titles. The black levels are amazing, and just the sound, you feel completely immersed, and I was like, wow, I'm transported into this movie. So really great start. I'm thinking this is going to be a great 4K. And it is. There's only a couple of blemishes that I'll talk about in a minute, but the picture overall was very, very good. For the most part, the grain is not too grainy. There's very good, solid grain structure. It's very clean. There's a lot of detail, especially on the close-ups of the actors' faces. I feel like every 4K review, though, that I'm making sounds the same. Like, if it's good, it's going to have all the same good qualities. The black levels were astounding, especially at night. And the HDR colors are very balanced. Like, The Untouchables is not some movie with a lot of vibrant reds and blues and greens. Like, this is a very washed down, lots of grays, lots of browns, lots of neutral colors, of course. When you have a world without alcohol, the world seems to have no color in it, right? Just made that up on the spot, but you know what I mean, right? This is a very dark time in Chicago, so there's not going to be much color in the world that this movie creates. But there were some shots where I literally said out loud, wow. Like, for example, when Elliot Ness meets Malone on the bridge, when they actually just meet for the first time and you see like the blues of the water, just fantastic. The fight at the Canadian border on the horsebacks, like in the inside of the 4K cover, when you have the fight with the little baby in the stroller going down the staircase, that looks fantastic. And the courtroom at the end, I'm thinking to myself, wow, this just looks fantastic. So overall, a very clean looking movie. But there were a couple moments where I'm like, that doesn't look too good. And I think it's just the fault of the movie looking so good that there's a couple scenes that just really stand out as like that sore thumb where you're like, come on guys. I feel like it's maybe just the fault of the camera on the day. It just didn't really get the best looking footage. And that's when they're in the police station and in people's apartments. Like when they first introduced Elliot Ness to the police force of Chicago, I'm thinking to myself, there's a lot of grain here. This looks kind of ugly. And yeah, it did look kind of ugly. Or like a couple times in Malone's apartment, I'm thinking, you know what? This is not really in focus. This isn't really the best footage. This isn't the best footage that they got on the day. Not much you can really do about it, but you do notice it when watching this movie. But overall, the picture was solid. And like I said, the audio, the music in this movie just fills the room unlike any movie I've ever seen before. Right from the beginning, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna really love this movie. My thoughts on the actual movie, I think it's a mixed bag. There's some really good moments, and then there's some moments that are a little cheesy and a little uneven, but the audio, in terms of the music though, just really fills the room. And of course the shootouts, you can definitely feel the gunshots happening at different parts of the room. So, you know, for me, again, not a big audio expert, the audio did sound very, very good. There was no moments where I'm like, that sounds terrible. So to me, that's a good thing. And lastly, I'm going to talk about special features, because some people definitely like to have many special features in their home video releases. And for me personally, I think that when you release a movie on home video, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, Laserdisc, whatever the case may be, load that thing with special features, because, you know, when you're watching it in a theater, you get the movie, get the big experience, but when you get it at home, you want to get all those little extras, right? So according to this sheet from Paramount, you do have a lot of legacy special features, meaning that there's no new interview with Brian De Palma for the 35th anniversary. Maybe wait until the 50th anniversary, but we don't even know what the state of physical media will be in 15 years. So we'll see about that. And of course, Untouchables is not as popular or as famous as The Godfather, right? So we'll see. But I did end up checking out some of the special features in this, and of course they are welcome for anyone who's a fan of the movie like myself. But I'm going to talk about the special features right now. So you get the script, the cast, which is basically just how the script came to be and how they interviewed the cast members and how they actually got all of them onto the movie. Production stories, reinventing the genre, the classic, original featurette, The Men, which actually came out at the time of its release, which was really cool to see, and the theatrical trailer. So this is not on 4K. This is actually just all in HD. And of course, there's no extra disc for any of these special features. It's just on the 4K disc, the single disc of this release. So some people might be a bit disappointed because this is the first time we're going to see Untouchables in 4K. There's no new featurettes or there's no new interviews. It's all legacy stuff that we've seen before. But I'm glad that it is here, because I'm sure that there are some releases where they just get rid of all the special features all in general. I'm glad that they are included in this 4K. So overall, I was very happy to receive the Untouchables from Paramount Pictures. The Steelbook was also just an added bonus, so thank you guys so much. And I'm glad to have this in my collection, and I do think it is worth upgrading from DVD or Blu-ray to the 4K, because it is a native 4K. The picture does look very good. There's a couple spotty sections, but overall the picture is really astounding, and the audio is great as well. The story, you know, my overall thoughts on the film is that, like, some parts are good, some parts are bad, but overall I did enjoy it. I know a lot of people really love this movie, like my dad. It's one of his favorite movies of all time. But overall, I am very impressed with the Untouchables on 4K, and I think you will be too. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Did you guys upgrade the Untouchables? Let me know if you did. And if you guys like this video and you want to see more videos just like it, then definitely hit like and subscribe. I really do appreciate all the support, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Take care.